This week in Module 6, we're going to be talking about Abraham Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. We all know that when our kiddos come to us as students in the classroom, they have a lot of needs that have to be met as tiny human beings before we can actually share our wisdom and begin our instruction in the classroom. And so Module 6, we're going to be talking about this idea of Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. And you can see in this just really quick visual, there are things that have to be met before we can build on others. And so this whole week, we're going to be discussing those things. Throughout the week, we are going to be reading two different readings that will help us understand Maslow and his hierarchy of needs a little bit better. We are going to be in our lecture materials watching a couple of videos that will help us understand it a little more, be discussing with our peers things that maybe Maslow misses, and then a reading reflection, and then of course update our unit. So let's dive in here. You can see for the lecture materials, again, we have these two readings for this week. And as you read, I want you guys to note that Maslow believes that for a student to be motivated to satisfy self-actualization needs, deficiency needs have to be satisfied first. And I want you just to reflect as you're reading this. How have you seen these things firsthand in the classroom or maybe through your own life experiences? Next, we're going to dive into two different videos here. One is simply from the Today Show. You can see it's pretty short, but it discusses real life examples of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this down here, this video down here, discusses the state of emergency, moving up Maslow, and it is an excellent TEDx talk. After you have done those things, we can kind of reflect on all the pieces, the readings and the videos that you have brought together. And I want you just one single space page, reflect on how you've seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs not met in your classroom, or ways that you have seen them not met in your experience with young children. How did it unpack the student or the child? And then how did you respond? So you are basically giving me a slight or a depiction of how you've seen these things happen in real life. As always, it's due Sunday at midnight, and then there is a rubric for you to look at before you submit. Our online discussion this week, you are going to, like all the other weeks, look at the debate topic, and it is social networks, what Maslow misses. And we see in this article, Social Networks, What Maslow Misses, that Dr. Rutledge talks about how in this hierarchy of needs, that's developed in 1948, that maybe it speaks to potential and to positive conceptualizations of human motivation. As popular and widely applied as this model has been, it doesn't really talk about social technologies like Facebook and Twitter and how that goes into play with social connection and Maslow's model. So after you read this article, I want you to tell me, do you agree? Is this something that Maslow missed on his hierarchy of needs? And then give real life examples to back up your thinking. And you're going to do that by Wednesday of week 6. And then you're going to comment on 2 others' posts by Sunday night, week 6. If you would like to view the rubric, you can go up to the top and view the rubric. Our next thing that we're going to do is you're going to do your second discussion for the week, and you're just going to simply tell the class how you're going to address the hierarchy of needs within your unit. So of course, you're going to go into your unit that you posted at the very beginning of this 7-week session, and you're going to modify a little bit. All you're going to simply do is type into the discussion, how have you modified your unit to address those hierarchy of needs? Initial comment is on Friday of week 6, and then I need for you to respond to 2 other classmates' posts by Sunday. Moving on. just to check off the things here, here is your reading reflection that you did, what Maslow misses debate, and then your unit application. And that is all of Module 6. I look forward to seeing the discussions and the reflections. If you have any questions, please email me at any time and I will get back to you promptly.